So pre-season is over and Klopp has got these boys fired up. I'm here for it. Let's get into it. Good afternoon, people, on this sunny Tuesday afternoon. Taking advantage of the sun being out because normally it's pissing down with rain. So yeah, welcome to football. Welcome back with football with Shigs. How are you all doing? It's been a long summer. Well, I'm not sure if we had a summer, was it? I say it was a week of sunshine, and it's been just been boy up and down. But yeah, football season starts back on Friday, and I cannot wait. What we're gonna do in this video, I'm gonna go over the preseason, how we went, who I thought done well, what I'm surprised about, what I'm happy about, what I'm worried about. We'll also talk about a few transfers. Obviously, Messi going to PSG, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And just my general thoughts for the season. I think where we can go and what the aim is. So we played quite a few games in this preseason. So we played against Bologna, played against Stuttgart. Who else did we play against? There was another team I believe we played against that we did quite well against. I can't remember their name though. Bologna. Well, we played a few games. Let me not go into too deep, but we played a few games, and every game that we've played, I've been pleasantly surprised by a couple of people, especially Keita. Now, we already know what kind of talent that Keita is, but his problem is in terms of his fitness. Now, he's played every game, and I think he's played a large chunk of 50, 60 minutes of most games. Well, I know the first two games were 30 minutes each, but after that, he's been in been in the main starting lineup. Excuse me, for all of our preseason games, and he's been impressive. What us then? I'm not get excited. It's not that he's been impressive, but he's just kept. A lot of people have said that he's kept things simple, and it's been nice to see. Like you can see that the player is there. You see that he's got the talent, the touch, the vision, but his body has been letting him down now. From what I heard, they've changed his diet and have got him on a specialist training regime. So obviously something that will pardon the pun, cater to his body type and his issues that he's been facing over the last couple of seasons. Because although he's a really good player, he hasn't been available to help the team, and it's been frustrating. I can see it's been frustrating for him and been frustrating for a lot of the fans, because a lot of the fans now, I'm sure if he gets another injury, people are going to say, look, sell him. But for me, there's a player in there that we can use, and hopefully this season his body stands up to the rigors and is able to produce, because we've got a player on our hand. There's no doubt about that at all. Like I said before, it's just a case of his body being able to deal with the up and downs of the Premiership, especially when it gets to the Christmas period, when you're playing a game every 2-3 days like they were last season on a regular basis, but in a condensed space of time. So we'll see what happens with that. Another player that's really impressed me is Kanate. Like, I know you heard a lot. I heard a lot about him from RB Leipzig. I didn't realize how tall he is. Like, he's a proper unit, and he's quick, and his passing on the ball has been tremendous, especially yesterday against Osasuna. Like, he kept bringing the ball out of defence, beating a man, or playing the ball through to the midfielder, or playing the ball through to the forwards for them to run onto. And it was really nice to see that it's not only Virgil that can do it in our back line. Kanate can do it as well. Strong in the air, quick. Like, he, if he develop, and I think he's only 22. If he develops into the player he can be, mate, he's gonna be a problem, a real problem. Like, it's just I think the game. I know I'm fast forwarding through the preseason, but this is my take on who I think has impressed the most. Like, the game yesterday as well, Minamino. Like, who knew? Like, we had obviously we knew because we bought him, but it's just I I think the year he took, sorry, not the year, the 6 months that he took to go and play at Southampton has really helped him, because he's come back a little bit stronger. He seems to have a little bit more know-how in terms of how how the team has played, and I give credit to Southampton, because getting game time, you can train and play training matches as much as you like, but there's nothing like playing an in-game matches. And I remember the first couple of games that he played for Southampton last season. Like, he's like, oh mate, like why was he not doing this at Liverpool? So him having a proper pre-season with the team has really helped. And I think as well, I'm gonna go over the whole aspect of pre-season because before this pandemic kicked in, Liverpool would go to Australia, Indonesia, all these different places, and I think as a result of that, Klopp and the team didn't really get as much time to work with the players to show what we to show them what we wanted to do in a game and how we want to go about playing. And I keep coming back to yesterday's game, but it was just like the intensity and the hunger was back in our play. Like it was just really nice to see like two or three players hunting down the ball. Don't get me wrong, we've been doing that last season, but the intensity that we were doing it last season, this preseason has been on a way bigger level than we do it because last season we used to when we used to press teams, we used to do it in spurts, so 5 minutes here, have a 15-minute break, 10 minutes here, then have a 5-minute break, and things like that. Against Osasuna, maybe again level of opposition isn't the highest of caliber, but you still got to do it. And you saw for the first, at least I'd say, half an hour, we were non-stop. If Ox wasn't getting the ball back, Gordon was getting the ball back. If Gordon wasn't getting the ball back, Fabinho was making an interception. If Fabinho wasn't making an interception, Minamino and Curtis Jones were also trying to harry and getting the ball back. So it was nice to see. It bodes well for the Norwich game. I hope, like I said, I think we will take that form into the game. And the thing about it is as well, is like, I remember a couple of seasons back, like the first half an hour, if we got a goal in the first 10 minutes, it was curtain to the other team. And I got a feeling that this is how it's going to be for this season. But let me not get ahead of myself. We talk about the pre-season. Also, so I said Minamino and Keita and Kanate. Keita and Kanate have stood out for me in the pre-season so far. Just how they've, one, especially Kanate, integrated into the squad, and two, just already it seems like that Kanate knows how Klopp wants him to play, and like he's really, I'm pleasantly surprised. So along with that as well, I've got to give a big shout out to Minamino as well. Like the couple of goals that he scored in the pre-season, like he's just like, oh, okay, like like sometimes when you see a person play football, and you don't really know what to expect from them, and they just do something that you weren't expecting. Minamino has done that a couple of times already in the preseason. Like the last game we played, I think it was against, was it Bologna? Not Bologna. Oh, I can't remember the name of the team. Anyway, the last game we played before, I think it was Bologna and Osasuna. The last game he scored a lovely goal. Great ball from Shaqiri over, and on the volley, coming over his shoulder on the volleyed it straight into the goal, which was a nice goal. And it just, his general, I think he's showing why we bought him from Salzburg, because I remember last season, or the season when we played Salzburg, a lot of the players, well, the reports were saying that a lot of the players were like, wow, this Minamino guy's really a good player. So for him to start showing that now bodes well for the season, and I'm so glad that he got his goal yesterday as well. He missed the first opportunity, a glorious ball over from Kanate. First time touch, keeper makes a good save. Second time, the ball comes over, touches it over into his stride, takes a shot, takes a deflection off the goalkeeper and up and in. So I think he deserved the luck for the goal because he played really well. So that's another player that's really impressed me during the preseason. Who else? Tsimikas. Oh wow! Like we don't realize sometimes when a player comes from another country and has to settle in. And unfortunately for Tsimikas, when he came in, I believe he caught COVID. Sorry, he got injured. Caught COVID and then got injured. So, and in the lockdown period and everything, it wasn't really a good period. And you got to think he's coming from another country, so he has to take time to settle in. But I got a feeling that he's going to become a cult hero, because a couple of things I saw in training. I know sometimes when they do this inside training with LFC, they don't really show you that much. But with him, there was a couple of times that he would get the ball and just whip it in, and it's just like, oh, okay. So it's not just Robinson that can do that as well. There's other players that are the other left back can contribute as well, and it was a pleasant surprise. He's quick, has an eye for a pass, can whip a ball in. Yeah, I know Trent's gonna. I'm not Trent. Robbo's gonna be out for a couple of games, and this is his opportunity to kind of stake a claim that yeah, okay, maybe last season I wasn't up to scratch, but this season I'm ready to play, and if you call on me, I'm gonna do a job. The ball he played in for Firmino yesterday again, really good ball. Minamino plays the ball out to him, and the ball seemed like he got stuck under his feet a little bit, but he still played a beautiful ball into Firmino, who tucks it away. And there were a number of occasions where, like, who stop the ball, look up, and send the ball into the danger zone. And it was just like, okay, so like I said earlier, it's good that we have a backup player that is of the same mold of Robertson. So again, excuse me, got high hopes for him. Who else? Obviously, Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk coming. That's it. Hertha Berlin that we played as well. Virgil van Dijk coming back, and I don't know what to make of them two, because them two players are at such a high level, and Matip as well, at such a high level that I expect so much from them already. Like when they defend, how they play, how they control the line. I'm not both, and Joe Gomez and Van Dijk. They did look a little bit rusty, and that's to be expected. They've been out for what? Almost a year, so they're not going to be coming back at the same level, even though they are part of pre-season. And I like that the fact that they, the management team, have taken their time with Joe Gomez and Virgil, because obviously both injuries that the both players got were serious injuries, and we don't want any kind of reoccurrence. So it's about making sure that they get the minutes in their legs, but also we don't overexert them, and it's a bit of a balancing act. But obviously, Klopp, being the man he is, has done a great job, and I think that it bodes well for the season that we've got. So who we've got? We've got Kanate, Joe Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk, Phillips, Davies. I think Phillips might leave, so we're gonna and Reece Williams. So I'm not sure if Phillips will still be there by the end of the transfer season, but we'll see. We've got a healthy backup now, and hopefully, touch wood, we don't get the same amount of injuries to our back line as we did last season. I'll go into midfield. Harvey Elliott is impressed as well. I saw a bit of what he done at Blackburn. Really good player. Looks like he's going to be a talent. And was surprised he started against is it Bologna? The game we played on Saturday, on Sunday, I think it was Bologna. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below if what team we played that Harvey Elliott started at Anfield. The first game we played back at Anfield. Played a couple of nice balls through. I'm being nitpicky. There was a couple of times where he ran into trouble, but the guy's 18, man, playing at that level. That's gonna come. That's gonna come with age and maturity, and playing with these type of players that he has in terms of Mane, Firmino, Thiago, and them kind of players as well. He's gonna learn about the game and understand about spacing and where to be, and kind of making sure that you're not running yourself into trouble. Because, like I said, there was a couple times he kind of beat a man, and then because he'd taken a wrong line and was running into traffic, he got fouled. Now, again, like I said, it's a learning curve, and the guy's only young, but I have the utmost belief that he's going to be able to handle it. So I'm gonna go. He's going to get a lot of games this season, hopefully. I think he'll take Shaqiri's space, because I think it's Lazio have put in a bid for him. I'm not sure how much it's for, but yeah, I would take it if I was him, because I get obviously getting your value for money, but I think Shaqiri only played like 4 games last season, 4 or 5, if that, and it's not enough to be able to say that he should be part of the first team. Give the chance to somebody else who will be able to make a bit more of an impact on the team. And like, I know he got an assist with Jota when we played West Ham, but we need more, man. The squad is where we've let ourselves down. And I know a lot of people have said that we need to buy another striker because obviously Firmino, late night. Firmino hasn't been up to scratch, um, and Jota is a good substitute as well. But you can never have too many strikers, and another midfielder. Hopefully, we'll go and get this Sam Niguez guy. Now, I haven't watched him personally, and I don't know like his proper what his form is like or what he's like as a player who you can compare him to. But a lot of people speak highly of him, so and a lot of people that I hold in high regard. So hopefully, we get him and he adds to the team as well. Um, the front three, they've all looked sharp. Mane looked extremely hungry. Like I think people misunderstand how important the pre-season has been and the fact that we've had no interruptions. They've been away in France and in Austria, and in that camp it looks like they've built up a good camaraderie. Like there was one video I saw on LFC inside the LFC training, whereby it was a group and they had to basically keep the ball up and get it into like a bin bag. Well, not a bin bag, but like a bag. And it was just like you saw the camaraderie and also the rivalry in terms of they don't want it to lose. And it was just nice to see like there's a really good chemistry that's built up in the squad. So I'm happy that I'm hoping Mane comes back this season with a bang and begins to make people know that they have to put respect on his name. Now, I know last season wasn't his best, but he still outscored a lot of strikers in the league. So he just needs to up it again and challenge. And I think he will be there or thereabouts in the Golden Boot conversation. Salah again, quality player. You can see that there's still a bit of rust in him. There's a couple of chances that he had that normally he would finish. Sorry, a bit of a late night. That he would finish. But again, it's pre-season. So, like I said, his confidence and his fitness will come. Hopefully, he'll score against Norwich and be able to get us the 3 points. What I would say is the person that, like I said earlier, the person who's impressed me the most is probably Keita. Well, two people, Keita and Konate, because even though we know Keita's a good player, he's still showing little touches whereby he'll drink the player or make a pass or just dribble with the ball and take it to where I didn't think he would go to and just play a lovely ball through. So Keita, Konate are the people that have stood out for me the most. My hopes for the season, simple. Hope we win the league. Now, if everything stays as it is and we don't get any mad injuries, I think we'll be there or thereabouts. It's not. It's. I can't say hand on heart. Yeah, I can say hand on heart that we'll be in the mix. Whether we'll win it or not depends on how bad the injuries we get this season. Hopefully they're kept to a minimal. I think it's going to be us, Man City, and Chelsea that are going to be fighting out of the league. And I'm going to be bold. I think we can win the league. I think we will win the league. I know people are saying, "Oh, why'd you say that?" I just think our first 11 is the best in the league. Our first 11 is the best as it stands today. And for me, only Man City are capable, as it stands at the moment, are capable to going on a 10-15 game run like us. I don't see Chelsea and Man United being able to do that. Even though Man United didn't lose any games away from Old Trafford last season, with the addition of Sancho and Varane, they're very good additions. But I just think it's a bit cliche. But I just think, what's his name? Ollie's not the guy that's going to be able to sustain a title challenge. So again, I'm going to go into the order of my top four. So my top four for me, I'm going to stick my neck out there. I'm going to say Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, Man United. Yeah, that's who I'm going to go with. And last but certainly not least, Messi has touched down in Paris. It's official. I never thought I would see the day that Messi would leave Barcelona, but it's happened. It's here. Are PSG favourites for the Champions League? Do they win it? Do they win the Uber Eats League at a canter? Do they reclaim the title from Lille? Let me know in the section below. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. with myself, alongside Jay Legacy and Mr. Nell 612 for On the Ball TV, episode 10. Just going into a little bit more of each Man United and Arsenal, and just discussing where their hopes and fears lie and what they see for the season. So, yep. Like, share, and subscribe, people, and I shall see you on Thursday evening. Take care.